want weirdo or do you want it?
If you don't really know what's going on, there's a show that oneself doesn't know what's going on. Call that radio TV. You call that radio TV. You call that radio TV.
As you call that radio TV, we're about to go live with Becca Starr. It's 24,000 degrees outside. I was going to wear my sunglasses, but I've lost them. Oh no. Shite sunglasses. Becca Starr is in the house. If you don't know who Becca Starr is, Becca is a singer, rapper, producer, music tutor, and lots of other stuff. It's an honour to have Becca Starr on ahead of her album launch, which is called Speak No Evil, and it is due to launch. Well, she's going to tell us. It's Becca Starr. Can you hear me okay?
What's happening, man? Yeah. What's happening? I clocked that. See, I like a fashion moment myself.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. It was a slick look. So I ran and I got one.
I had some nice ones on earlier on. And I don't know what
These, I spent a full £1 on these ones. A full £1. Bargain,
a foolish
right?
pound? You mean like a foolish pound?
Yeah.
Who's in the house? We've got Mike in the house. Hello, Mike. We've got Dictator, who will be on the show later on. We've got two shows. 8 o'clock is for Dictator, and 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock now. It's Becca Starr. I just thought both of you have got good launches coming up, and I'm away for a week for Boomtown Festival. So I just hit you up last night, the last minute, and went, we need to get you on because I'm going to be too late by the time I come back. Your album launch, what a lineup!
Yeah.
You've got Solareye for Stanley Odd.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Sev Ka, who's she's been away for a while as well. So it's some
she's
lineup.
one of
Tell us
my
about this.
absolute favourites. Sev is just one of my favourites. So I was so chuffed that she was available. Originally, when I got in touch with both Dave and Sev, the launch was actually meant to be in July. And it just so happened that we had to push it back a month. It was before we'd announced anything, obviously. But it turned out when I'd asked Sev about the July that she wouldn't be available. So then I went back to her a couple of weeks later, like, oh, we've actually had to shift it to August. Can you make it? And I was just so chuffed when she could, because she is just one of my favourites. I think she's so breathtaking. Like she really pulls you in with what she does live. So I am really, and I've not seen her since before the whole COVID nonsense. So, yeah, well, so we were
actually blessed with a Sev Ka set when was that? November. I think she did a live show on here.
Mm-hmm.
Just from Sev Ka live from the living room.
Yeah,
if you don't know Sev Ka, get to know. I'll put a link in the comments. You can check her out.
Yeah, she's amazing. And then obviously Dave is just a legend and has been really formative friendship for me in my career. Like I've known him since before I kind of went solo when I was like singing for the Agents with Tank way back in the day. You'll probably remember, Mark.
Yes.
So we used to gig a lot with Stanley Odd because we both had a kind of funky kind of vibe to what we did. So having him support me as well means a lot, and he's been a really amazing friend to me the past couple of years as well. Just really supportive. Anytime I've asked him for any guidance or advice, he's a good one. So and his tunes are banging, so so it'll be awesome.
That's a great lineup. I've put the link in the comments for everybody. It's mono, and what date's that again?
It is Saturday, the 20th of August. Yes. Ooh, a week on Saturday.
Saturday, the 20th of August. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can make it. I just won't be. I'll probably be back. See, the thing is, we're going, at Boomtown and then Edinburgh Fringe stuff. So, but I think I can make it. But I just wouldn't have time to do it.
It starts at 8 o'clock. Doors are 8, so it's not too early a start. If folk can make it long, it'd be amazing.
Well, so this is part of an album. Speak No Evil.
It is. Yes.
Tam the Van's in the house. Just really good, really.
Happening, Tam.
CJ Trips. Hello, CJ. Hello, Mark McInnes. Eppie's loving the beautiful weather. I'm loving it as well. It's been amazing. I went into the studio. I went to Carlton Studios for the sixth day in a row just to do the same song for 4 hours to an empty room myself because I got the words wrong at Down the Rabbit Hole. I think I've got it. I now hate the song. And
Yeah, like the half of the album has been gigged, and then half of the album has never been gigged because it has feature artists and things like that. So the past couple of weeks I've been in a similar boat, Mark, of like having to relearn stuff, and then you're like, oh my God, because you're saturated in it. It can be a bit overwhelming.
Lou Rogerson's in the house. Tom's got the barbecue on, right? Could I just think I could just? It would be unprofessional of me to, because Tom's walking distance from me. It would be unprofessional of me just to switch to my phone and go for a barbecue. I don't know if it worked. I think it's a risky move. We'll do it another time. Going back to the process of making the album, so we did a song together on the Jackal Trades album, Trip Hazard Advisor, and I basically told David Blair that I would have an album ready for the Barras, because it was at the Barras, and Jackal Trades isn't really big enough to play the Barras, to be honest. It was a charity gig, so we were just lucky to be on the thing. But I was like, I'll make an album launch, might as well. And that was in May, I agreed to it. Then it was festival season, busy time. So I just made an album like 2 weeks before the launch. And I listened to the song today that you're on, One Star from the Gutter, which I think is brilliant. I just wish I'd spent a bit more time on maybe the arrangement of it, because you're not in it as much as I remembered it. I thought like you were like... But when you watch you doing it live at the Barras, it's like you do the intro and then you got a wee bit in. We should have had more Becca Starr on that tune, I think.
I remember you sending me that, and I think it was like a really quick turnaround. I remember you saying to me, like, I'm going to need this back like really sharpish, so if you can't manage it, it's all good. And I was like, no, it's no problem, because that was at the time when I had a studio in my house, which I've managed to maintain, thankfully. Yeah, but I remember you were very specific about, we need this here and this here and this here, and so I did just what I was asked, I think, with that one, because it was a quick one. I was just trying to be like, right, I'll get it back to you tonight, kind of thing.
Gallus,
so
Nick Gallagher, Gallus, the producer, he sent me that beat years before, so I'd kind of been writing within my head, but there was absolutely no time to change the way it comes, the way the music was, so it was just written to that. So yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to do it, spend more time. That album kind of frustrates me that way, because there's some good bits in that, but I just feel like I could have, like, don't make an album in a week, guys. Don't do it.
yeah.
But also, don't do what I'm doing right now and spending a year on an album as well. Just get it somewhere in the middle. How long did your album take?
So I started producing it. It was around the end of 2018, and then I finished the final track for it around October, November 2019. And I always had the idea for this particular album, because I was really, really invested with it from the start. Once I decided it was an album that was happening and not just an EP or a few kind of throwaway tracks or whatever. That I wanted to try and get it signed. I really wanted to try and do something that I really, really pushed and really invested in myself, and like the best of the best that I could have possibly tried to put out there. And yeah, so, and then the pandemic hit, obviously, the start of 2020.
There's a bit of a
and
bug
miraculously,
I remember it.
Yeah, and then miraculously in June of 2020, In Black were people I had spoken to at the end of 2019. So I just got back in touch with them and sent them the finished article. And at that point I had artwork and like video ideas and all sorts of like extra stuff. So, and they were really interested, and it was amazing. Like, I can't thank them enough for taking me on at such a treacherous time for the industry. So it's really nice that now we're actually getting to sort of all the ideas we've had bubbling, whilst like the industry's kind of been sleeping a little bit, that like now that it's waking back up, we're starting to actually get to pull ideas together and do fun stuff. So it's been a long couple of years to wait, but I'm really glad, and I think it was necessary to wait for you know, for all the obvious reasons and stuff. So, and it gave me loads of time as well to be more hands-on with it, make music videos myself for it, things like this that are time consuming. So yeah, like, it's been really fun, and I'm chuffed. So it's mad that it's been wrapped for, you know, since the end of 2019. But thankfully, we all still really like the tunes, and I still really like the album. I love the album.
Did you hate them at any point? Because like that's so long that I can imagine me liking the tunes, hating the tunes, and then starting to like them again. Or have you just liked them consistently the whole time?
Thankfully, I've liked them consistently. I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that like I've had a backing band since, because I started gigging some of the album tracks like the end of 2019 and things like this with the band. So I think just having the dynamic of the band, like the tunes are kind of always slightly got a different mood to them every time when there's different people up there on stage with you. I'm sure like you know that yourself. Like
Oh no, I'm actually the opposite.
always
I'm,
on
I'm sick
stage
of my
a lot.
band. I'm sick of my band, and I want to just. Do you know what I was doing today? For the last 3 days, I've been doing the same song in Carlton Studios, just playing my songs off Spotify, and then being like some kind of sort of karaoke singer. And I like that. A lot less pressure, less people let you down. It's easy, an easy life. Maybe not a successful life, but I'm happy to retire at Tenerife and just do karaoke versions of my songs. I hate bands. I hate musicians. I hate people. I'm not having a good week. I'm only joking. I love you.
And you're hot. It's hot as fuck. That's going to put you off.
It's hot. I'm a bit scared, to be honest. That's what I'm being honest. I'm actually a bit scared of what's going to happen this weekend because Gyro Babes are going to Boomtown at 6 o'clock at night and it's 34 degrees all weekend. Mm-hmm. Our bass guitarist is recovering from a back operation. So our bass guitarist is now on backing vocals.
Joe. How's Joe doing?
Joe is recovering from a back operation. So from back operation to backing vocals, she can't play the bass guitar. Our bass guitar replacement is Ginger. Colin Syme is a ginger man and he is going to be playing in 34 degrees heat. This is dangerous for us. I don't like anything that, this is just about okay. What are we at? Wait, 20 degrees. We're at 20 degrees and I'm struggling. 34 this weekend, all weekend. But it's not all about me. It's about Becca Starr today. Becca Starr has an album out very, very soon. It's the 19th it comes out, isn't it?
Yes.
This is then the actual launch party is on the 20th with Solareye and Sev Ka. Anyone who watches the show will know who Solareye and Sev Ka is. You've not been on the show before, I don't think, which is
no. This is my first time.
That's quite mad, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to play one of your tunes just in case people don't know what it is you do. Obviously, many people do know what you do. Becca's a veteran singer, collaborated with the likes of Mog, Loki, and Scottish hip hop classics. Been in various bands doing amazing stuff, and then maybe a few years ago started turning your hands to kind of more poetry, rap style, which kind of made sense because you were making some banging hip hop beats. You're a producer and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'm just giving you your own introduction here. You can then. I would like to hear your what the journey's been like from you to going through, because obviously an incredible voice. It's just that goes without saying.
Thank you.
So let's just see. First Step, is that? Can we get a wee introduction to First Step? What is First Step all about? Where did the song come from, and what can people expect?
Right, so First Step is probably the most psychotic of all the tracks on the album. It's probably the heaviest as well. I very much make hip hop with an alternative tone to it. I very much, claim to be an alt hopper. Love my boom bap. But I do also love a bit of rock and metal and things like this. So that does creep in to the kind of music that I make. And it's lyrically, it's basically a sort of argument between different segments of a mind and breakdown that are kind of arguing with each other. So the egos fighting with the sort of childlike characters fighting with the romantics. You know what I mean? It's like a big psychotic argument. And it's probably it's quite unique on the album. There's not really anything else like it, but quite funnily, I'm midway through making another album at the moment. And I think that this track, if anything, has influenced a lot of the sound that will probably come from me moving forward. So yeah, it's a heavy one. It's a good one. I hope you enjoy it.
You adored me, ever so damaged and ever so tragic, and yet to be So she sings to you with souvenirs of all the years it disappeared, and you avoid her like a fucking plague as opposed to act your age. Oh, is it hard for you to deal with it? So you'd rather treat your friends like shit. You are the culprit, the maker of your madness, the duke of self-made sadness. Every illumination pushed us further into blackness. Does she love you though? I have a pulsing question, throbbing intentions through a heinous disconnection. It's blanket misdirection. I'll add your praises to the collection. Subsequently, I gotta pass. Gotta think before I act. Ain't taking no more salt and sass. I told you that I loved you and I proved my dedication. Surround myself in decoration, calculated motivations. Does he really love you though? What more's the cunt got to show? Appreciate and don't negate the healing for some bleaking state. Time for us to unsaturate. Oh God, the arteries they swell and mold. A carcass for this crypt to hold. It's getting full, y'all sins and secrets. Resentment implanted, all get disregarded. The first step's the hardest. I repeat that the first step's the hardest. Walk the walk and talk some talk. Define yourself with vibes and props. What you got through is slick, slim and amateur of life works. Hold on tight and know this pain hurts. Take comfort as it gets worse. She retro more bad. She looks so happy but her eyes are so sad. Oh my God. She looks so happy but her eyes are so sad. How high a star gets, syncopate the axis. I repeat that the first step's the hardest. I repeat that the first step's the hardest. Stop. Fucking hell.
You call that radio? You call that radio TV? No. You call that radio TV?
This is... You call that radio?
Ooh, I can't hear you, Mark.
That's because I muted myself.
Oops.
That was why.
There he is. There he
That was
is.
why. That was Becca Starr with First Step, which was the first step of your album, is that right?
It was,
Originally
yeah. It was the
that.
first video, first single, yeah.
And what is the first step?
So the track itself is just basically about coming to terms with the fact that if you want to make a big change in your life, it's going to be a bit uncomfortable about 80% of the time. Like if you're trying to like better yourself, or even if it's like things that you're already acquainted with, like sometimes I struggle with when I'm trying out new musical techniques, you know what I mean, or trying to emulate things that other people do. It doesn't work. Like it can be challenging, and like, but there's so much benefit to going through challenging times and like taking the first step and towards something that might be beneficial. So a lot of people, I think, get put off by even taking the first step in something because they're already sort of like putting down ideas or expecting failure and things like this, you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of about that of like, yeah, like the first step is the hardest if you're going to do this, whatever it may be, whatever your goal is or whatever it is you're trying to do. It might be a bit tough, but like you need some grit.
First steps
Get stepping.
First steps are notoriously shite.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you don't do steps, then nothing happens. I was
Exactly.
talking to a friend on the phone earlier on. I'm not going to name them. But if you're watching this, day the steps.
Aye, we're not going to name anybody in this podcast. Nobody's getting named.
Oh no, we're doing names. This is one person. Because this person will use it as an excuse. Well, I was going to do the first step, then you named me in the podcast, and then I couldn't do it. No, but you know who you are. Go and do the first step. Just sometimes, and I get it because we've all been there, but sometimes you put blocks in the way, don't you? Rather than just doing a thing. It's like, oh, but what? I mean, to be honest, when I used to smoke weed, a lot of weed, I used to do that a lot. When I would actually write a song, imagine it with a full band, imagine it 10 years down the lane, and think how shite people would see it in the future. Like Aliens coming down 200 years from now, we think it was a terrible song. It's not a healthy way to think of things.
No.
You've got to kind of try and be present and just go and do it. Trust the process. Be creative.
Yes. Yeah,
And-
totally. It's that's the vibe. That's the vibe. 100%. Mm-hmm.
And also, I think maybe it comes with, you've been doing this for a while. I know that I've been doing it for a while. I think that it's okay to have shite songs. I've made my peace with that. So sometimes when I make a demo and I listen back, well, that's shite. I don't think any less of myself as a person. I just go, that's not what I'll do. That's bad. Well, I mean, earlier on I couldn't even listen to myself back for many, many years. Still don't listen to the podcast back. That'd be terrible. I don't want to listen to myself talking back. I listen to myself, my songs. And if it's shite, it doesn't mean I'm a shite person. It just means that the song is shite. We've got some comments on your song, which nobody thought that was shite. It's power, says Lucia. Tune, says Mark. Epi says, you're right, that was a wee bit heavy, but I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ace, says Lucia. Evening all psychotic, so enjoyable when running on top of those beats and sweets sounds, says Peter A. Kelly. Shouts to Peter. I really like this. It's different, says Lou Rogerson. Hello, Lou. How are you doing? Lou, did you delete your Facebook? I remember you saying you were going to delete your Facebook. Did you do the thing? And we've got 29 here at night, 42 through the day. Try them apples. That sounds horrible. I think 39 degrees. I was in Cyprus. It was 39 or 40 once. It's not enjoyable. 35. Do you like the heat? Are you a solar powered? I know Joe's solar powered. A lot of people are. I'm not as much.
Yeah, I'm a summer baby. It was my birthday the other weekend there, so I know to look at me you wouldn't think it, but I work very hard to stay pale. I actually tan really, really dark, so I wear like really high but I will lie out in the sun wearing the highest factor sun cream. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm one of these folk that's always cold, so in the summer to just be wearing a vest and be comfortable is such a luxury. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
11 o'clock at night's a good time. Round about that time, I like that.
Yeah.
In this kind of weather, it's just like you can walk about in a t-shirt and shorts, and it's actually nice.
Yeah.
So you wait a minute. You say that you tan and you tan too well, so you wear factors.
I wear really high factor sun cream.
You don't want to
to
tan.
look after
Why
my
do you not want to tan?
Well, tanning can age your skin and things like this, and so I've been advised by older, wiser female family members to always wear sun cream, even even if just to be careful, and always wear sun cream, and they look fabulous. So I'm doing it.
I believe in sun cream as well because I've lived abroad.
Here, the sun ain't playing no more. The sun is not playing with us anymore. The sun is like, you must prepare. So get it on. Get on
sun
thick.
cream on.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say there was a comment saying, by the way, when I said earlier on that our bass guitarist is ginger, that wasn't a diss at the we love the ginger people. We love our bassist. It's going to be dangerous for him. That's why we're all getting hats. We're all wearing hats with umbrellas in them. We love the gingers. Shout out to all the gingers. It's not a hate thing. It's just he was on the show last night. He's a bit concerned. It's too warm for us all. Let's talk about collaborations you've done. Obviously, we mentioned earlier on about the One Staff in the Gutter you did with Jackal Trades. Mm-hmm. But I mean that didn't even get a video made. But then you've got songs, legendary songs. You've done one with, let's talk about the Loki one and the Mog one, which people would probably put down if they're making, now that's what I call Scottish hip-hop, a compilation.
Yeah.
They would appear on that. So what was it like making
I
them?
get so much love. If people speak to me 99% of the time, if they know who I am or my tunes, they will always say, oh, by the way, like I really, really loved Sinister. Like, and I love it. I still love it. It's a wee moment in history. Like, and it's getting on now as well. When was it? 2011 it came out. So, wow. Aye, it is. It's like a wee snapshot into what was happening. That was a really good time, and there was great things happening. There was a lot of crossovers between, the Edinburgh and Glasgow heads. Battle rap was thriving. Yeah, so I think it's just a nice wee snapshot of like how vibrant the scene was at that time and the kind of sounds that were happening. It's a really alternative song as well. Like the Zambian Astronaut guys always did a really good job of kind of genre bending. And I also loved the stuff that they did with Adam Holmes and Mog, the Bang Dirty.
Bang Dirty was incredible.
Fabulous music. So interesting. So yeah, like if people are not that familiar with ZA, then do a bit of research because it's all really good. I did quite a few tunes with them over the years. So yeah, if you Google...
Both the Bang Dirty albums are incredible for anyone who's not heard them.
Yeah.
bangdirty.bandcamp.com. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to book them, I really, really tried to book them for Pivo when I was a booker there. When battle rap was thriving, you're exactly right. It was when we did the first two Badmouths there. And I tried so hard to get Bang Dirty, it never happened. And I don't think it will ever happen now. It was a moment in time. But let's check out Sinister, for people who don't know, featuring Mog and Zambian Astronaut.
Yay.
It's an absolute classic. Let's know what comments you think of it.
On the metronome, my reference of his heading home. Then he's heading souls, but I jam. I hope wrap up my flesh, correct my bones, reset. It's only starting something terrible. No scores to set away, nobody but myself. And more deserted thrones, I'm walking, but I see, come on, let's get it on. Up until now, I've been falling short of exceptional. So what the fuck does that say about them aboard the pedestal? Oh, let it be known. To quote Benjamin Franklin during the founding era, those who sacrifice liberty for security deserve neither and will obtain neither either. I see ideas in the ether, clear up feeders. An idea rarely speak a piece of apology. It's just a feeling real adjusted and fragrant and polished, mate. And it's mostly hollow democracy. But honesty is an endearingly frustrating quality. And people go here leadership, it's just the quality away. Modern punk grind, modest junk. Cause if there's one thing I hate more than a hypocrite, then that's a cocky drunk. Remaining open-armed even when it seems there is no invitation to embrace and give this nation truths to blame.
Take it, you know it's there if you want it. The difference comes when you need it. What will they say? Shallow brave and turn sinister again. Maybe, you know my mind is ready. The change will be quick and painless. So pain you live. Shallow brave and turn sinister again. Shallow crave and turn sinister again.
Vintage rock, I'm a talismanic ticking clock. Like hip-hop, but never thought I'd be a spit Scot. Like I walk this way, nah, I'm hitting not. It's cool, chill, I'm nowhere to take your singing spot. But I want everything you bought, plus a friggin' lot. Living in a box, hot rocks in my rigging socks. Cause I don't have a pissin' pot or a windy knob. I don't have a single hang atop. So here the hell I come to either sell and stomach beat them red as round the jealous one who's had enough of everybody else's fun. It's time to get me some. I'll give you 10 to run and then I better turn and make my penny grunt. You've left behind. You've been very dumb, I heard you said I was an empty gun. I guess you left before the lesson was done. Cause you'll find me somewhere between the answer and the question, son. And this is how the West was won.
Take it, you know it's there if you want it. The difference comes when you need it. What will they say? Shallow brave and turn sinister again. Maybe, you know my mind is ready. The change will be quick and painless. So pain you live. Shallow brave and turn sinister again. Shallow crave and turn sinister again. sinister again.
Becca Starr, Loki, Mog, Zambian Astronaut, 2011 classic stuff.
Memories.
We got hello Stuart, thanks for joining us. We've got, by the way, just anyone that's tuned in, we're actually going to have another show straight after this. Dictator will be on. They've got an amazing band who have also got a big release coming up in early September. We'll be talking about that later. They've actually just commented, this is wild. It is wild. It is wild. It's good to see everybody seemingly having fun. Fucking hell, fun. Fire, says Lou. Great wee tune, says Stuart. Superb tune, says Mark. That's a rockin' rollin' track, says Epi. Wow, Jesus, that was pretty mind-blowing. A time machine. It was a little time machine there.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice?
It is nice. I'm glad that was made. It's good. It's a classic. Speaking, I was wanting to actually ask about because obviously you're a tutor, a music tutor. So what is it you're teaching exactly? Are you a singing tutor? Are you a rapping tutor? Are you doing a bit of everything? What's happening?
I am the hip hop tutor at the Academy in Music and Sound in Glasgow. So I teach people.
Do you know what? I went for that job. I went for that job years ago. Probably the year before. There was a bit of a bug going about. I don't know if you remember that, the pandemic and that. But I think it was just before that. Steg got it though, and I was like, that's fair. You know that way when you get beat by the better man. So Steg's still there, or have you replaced Steg, or is he still working there as well? So
I took over from Steg, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So a bit of hip hop, a bit of singing, and what is the class just started, or is it just finished, or where are you about saying? Is there anyone
we're on holidays just now. I've been working there since December, and because I do a bit of everything, I do a bit of everything with the students. So I do sound engineering with them, making beats. I'm a helpful resource, obviously, for where to get good samples and things like that. Lyricism and rapping, if they want extra curricular stuff like breathing tuition and things like that, or are interested in doing more kind of melodic stuff with their voices, then yeah. And I do also help with songwriting occasionally, but I'm technically, my title is I'm the hip hop guy. So that's I teach the HNC and HND, and I also do short courses, and it's awesome.
Should we be excited about the people that are coming through this course? Is it who?
100%. 100%.
I'm not going to ask you to name names because that's obviously disrespectful to the people that you don't name. That's a tough question to answer. But what can we expect?
100%.
What's the vibe? What's the general vibe of these people that are coming through?
It's really, really interesting actually, because there are a lot of young people in their early 20s that have such a affinity and knowledge for early 90s boom bap and subcultures and things like that, and just a genuine respect for the culture in general. And then there's so much happening. Like there's producers where Aldo produces trap, but the stuff that they're producing is of a very high standard, you know, like so sometimes kind of breathtaking that what I'm hearing from these people. And it's sometimes I find that I almost want to be kind of hands off with some people, because I don't want to over influence people who clearly have like found a sound and things like that. And that's an amazing thing, where you are seeing some young people that clearly have found, or at least their first round of what their sound's going to be. Do you know what I mean? So it's a privilege, and I really enjoy it. And everyone at the Academy of Music and Sound are so supportive. It's just a brilliant environment to be in. And I've been really enjoying it. It's been good because obviously through everything that happened, no teaching was happening. And I had been teaching for a few years at a few different places before then. So it's just really nice to kind of be doing something that feels so familiar and that I really enjoy, and that I am seeing great results from the students that I've had even since December. So yeah, I've got a lot of respect for my students, and I feel a lot of respect from them. So it's a joy, and it's so.
Do you do? Are you doing? I suppose if you're the hip hop guy, is singing teaching still? Is that still a thing that you would do? Helping people with their vocals?
If they asked for it, but like, because it's hip hop, I don't
Can
really.
I ask?
We can focus, but
Can I ask for a vocal lesson? So
from me
well, no, well basically, this is the script.
right now, let's go.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe we can fix my voice and
What's
we've
been
only got a couple
happening?
minutes. So basically, what's been happening is it's festival season, so that involves lots of performing, lots of organising, lots of talking, lots of shouting.
Am I right that you stopped smoking, Mark?
I have stopped smoking. I am 10 days clear of the devil backy. Tonight's the first time though. Also, in order to do this, I quit drinking as well. So I've not been drinking because that tends to set me off.
Good on you.
If I'm being honest, I had a wee cheeky pint in the sunshine earlier on before I came on tonight. So this is the first test, the real test. I was with people who were smoking cigarettes in front of me. But I think I'm all right. Anyway, this is not a life story. The question I've got is, I don't know if you've heard this before, but one of the things that's been putting me off quitting smoking is that it takes about 14 days for your throat to heal. So, for example, I've got this massive gig at Boomtown. I'm feeling quite a bit of pressure to get it right. I've been trying to do this gig for 10 years. It's finally happening. Been booked for 3 years. There was a bit of a bug going about. I don't know if you heard about it. So I'm finally ready to do this gig. And then after doing, my voice was just, it wasn't all down to smoking. It was just down to exhaustion. I need to rest it. So I thought, I'm going to quit smoking. I've been in the studio every day. And I've switched to the vape for emergencies. I try not to smoke it at all. But for emergencies like now. Is this real thing? Have you heard of this before? Because what I'm feeling when I'm in my voice today, it's really good. It's sounding good. But I've not got the control over it, if that makes sense. So like, see when I'm really smoky and I've been maybe on tour 4 days in, very little sleep, and I've got a really bad voice, I've kind of learned how to work with that. But see this, in a week it'll be perfect if I don't smoke. It'll be really good. It'll be much better. But right now it's kind of that weird way where I feel like it's a wee bit wobbly. It can kind of.
I would say that no matter what's going on with your voice or your vocal cords, if you work on breathing, that will ultimately help with your control.
I'm bad at breathing. I'm bad at breathing.
I could send you after this a few hints and tips to help you to condition your breathing, because if you get your breathing control right, projection and tone and everything, you can even like then start using that gruffer part in your voice a bit more if you've got the breathing control right.
Yeah,
so,
no, I totally agree.
it sounds like exhaustion to me, mate. It sounds like exhaustion. You might have strained it at some point and it's maybe taken a while.
I know about gargling with salt. I know about honey. I know about having hot water and lemon slices with cinnamon sticks. I know about it all. I
gargle every single morning and every single evening because I smoke. So like and I'm not willing to quit yet. So power to you, my man. But
sorry, it's not power to me. I quit all the time. It's embarrassing. I quit about 15 times this year. Don't congratulate me.
I've not quit once, so you're doing better than me.
If I can get to the end of Boomtown Festival without smoking, then I deserve a wee pat in the back, a wee round of applause, perhaps, if I can make it to the end of that. But yeah, no, what I was going to say, but on that point, just one thing before I move back on. It was a good point you made, the breathing thing, which is what I totally understand. So after my throat operation, I had a few people might remember the Sev Ka gave me a really good vocal lesson, and I'd never had a vocal lesson before. She taught me so much in just like 1 hour, and she came on the show and did a wee vocal lesson, learned loads, and I know exactly what today, for example, I could feel that I was breathing right. It was coming from the diaphragm.
Your diaphragm.
I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah, your diaphragm.
So I can feel it when it's working. But we'll tell you what, I'll give you an example of when it goes wrong.
It's uncomfortable at first. It does take some getting used to. So take the first step though. Take the first step with your diaphragm, Mark.
What's the
Stick with
first
it.
step? What's the first step for that?
Stick with it. Yeah. In this case, it's the first breath.
Yeah, but what happens if,
Don't
for
bring
example,
your shoulders as you're doing
I
it.
could feel myself. I was
Keep
like,
your shoulders relaxed because
this
you're
isn't
going like
working.
this, and that's
I
not
was
right.
like,
We
this
don't
feels
want
this feels really awkward, and it's not working. I can't breathe. I can't. This isn't working. I'm trying to breathe, and my heart was racing, and I just had a bad gig. I've never had a gig like that before. People didn't notice. People said it was great, but they were all pissed. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, but I didn't like that feeling of kind of. It was
I'll
anxious.
send you some tips after
Send
the
me some
show.
tips. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is.
You sound great today.
It's okay. It's all right. I felt good. It was better today than was class. She's laughing. She thought it was hilarious. There is a very funny video. If we've got time, we will play at the very end. But I don't think we've got time. But it is funny. I do the lesson and I feel it. And Sev's like, the legend that she's like, are you okay? Shouts to Sev Ka, absolute legend. And by the way, before we do anything else, let's one more time, let's promote this. It's on the 20th of August, which is next Saturday.
Yeah, a week on Saturday. And also, if you don't mind me mentioning, I'm also going to be, it's the first opportunity for me to do some fundraising. I'm going to be fundraising kind of moving forward for Women's Aid. And it's a cause that's really important to my heart. And there's going to be a charity auction happening. There's really, really cool items that are being donated. So check out my socials for that. But yeah, it's also a really good reason.
So why Women's Aid? They do great work, but why of them?
So not to go into too much detail about that since we're short of time and it's probably not the time and place and stuff. But like I accessed Women's Aid myself at the end of last year after an unfortunate situation. And to be honest, I don't think I would even be in the place I'm in and able to do the album launch had I not got the support and help that I did from Women's Aid. So moving forward, like In Black Records are also very happy and got a lot of love for Women's Aid because they too saw how much that they helped me in my situation. So like moving forward, I'll always be like some tracks on the album, things like this, percentages will always be put aside for donations for Women's Aid and things like that. I'm going to always make merch where 100% of what you buy goes to Women's Aid, things like this moving forward, because I'm that grateful and they're such an important service and they educated me a lot, and I plan to also do some volunteering for them at the end of the year, music therapy type stuff and songwriting and workshops and stuff, and just try to use what I know, Mark, do you know what I mean? To try and be helpful to other people that might be in stressful or upsetting situations, because music, as we know, is a great healer. So so I love Women's Aid and will always be supporting them in my career moving forward, and I encourage all of you to do so as well. And if you want to get involved and help with the charity auction, then please just reach out to me and let me know, or reach out to In Black Records as well, and we can do that, and that'd be awesome and so appreciated, because the more money I could give to them, I'd just be so grateful, because what they did for me, that there's no amount of money that can make up for it, honestly. So like, you've known me for a long time, Mark, do you know what I mean? I've always been quite a spunky, I'm usually quite a happy-go-lucky creative type. I keep myself going and stuff, but for a wee spell there, I really couldn't keep myself going, and they helped keep me going, and I know that they do that for a lot of people as well. So
well, they do it for Angela Doherty, saying Women's Aid have helped me too in the past. They're amazing.
Amazing, Angela. I'm glad to hear that.
Stuart saying giving back, good for you, Becca. Joe says strength to you, Becca.
Thank you.
And back to smoking, Stuart said, I quit at the start of lockdown. It can be done. It can be done. I've heard of it being done. I've heard it being done.
I know.
I've
never ever
baby, tons of cigs. Do you know, I'm very tempted, not by the cigarettes, but I'm tempted by the barbecue. It's walking distance. It could be done, right? We've got Dictator on next, so by the way, don't go anywhere. We've got another show. Well, actually, I wanted to give you the link to that next show. We have got another show. Could I maybe try and go out to the barbecue on my phone and maybe... It's a risky manoeuvre. Do you know what? I'll maybe do it at the end of the Dictator.
It'd be iconic. I say do it. I think do it. I think
you've only seen do it at the start of your show. You're saying do it at the start of this show. Let's interview Dictator first, because it could go really bad. Do you know what I mean? So up next, I'm going to put the comment in here. So up next, we've got Dictator live. We're going to have a different stream because it's just the only way to do it. Otherwise, it's not very fair putting two on at the same time. So here we go. Click that link after the show's over and you'll get it. Mark McKinnon says, good on you. Epi says, forever onwards with your spirit high. Best of luck with your fundraising.
High spirits, yes. High spirits all round.
And Epi also said, great production on that track, and also giving me a I don't smoke thanks. That's what I just need to remember. I don't smoke thanks. I don't smoke thanks.
Maybe that's the first step in this case.
This is the first step. Grubs
That
up,
phrase.
I'm not going until we've got the interview. I'll do it maybe at the end of the Dictator interview, and then we'll play a song, and I'll just try and run in between the end of the song. We've got, so I put the links in here for the this is for the album launch. So where is it? Where's that graphic? Great graphic. Did you do that?
Thank you. So that's Shona Schuyler's artwork.
Shona Schuyler.
I got shown to do almost all of my artwork for this project because I think she's amazing. She did all of it except the last one, which I did with me and my dad, which was quite fun as well, and tried to kind of emulate her artwork in a way to kind of, so yeah, she's amazing. Lovely
Schuyler,
person.
check her out. She's brilliant. You might recognise her.
Such a talent.
She is
such
brilliant.
a talent. Yeah.
Incredible. It's Becca Starr, Speak No Evil, album launch 20th of August at Mono with Solareye from Stanley Odd and Sev Ka, both absolute legends. What a lineup that is.
Tickets are £10, and I'd say that's a bargain for that lineup and all the cool
it's
stuff
going to
that's happening.
And just supporting Women's Aid as well. So there's it's a good, many good reasons. If you can't make it though, you can still pre-save the album or buy the album. Is this just all the streaming sites? I think that's not the Bandcamp link. Or what?
So it'll be out. It drops on the 19th, so the day before the album launch it drops. So that's the pre-save link for to go and get it. And there's also a Linktree link I can maybe get for you as well. Or if you go onto my social media, it's Becca Starr with 2 R's, Becca Starr Bird on Instagram. And I share everything there regularly, so you can keep up to date with what I'm up to and all the cool people that I hang out with and make nice sounds with, and my cats, a lot of my cats as well.
A lot of your cats? How many cats you got?
I've got 2, but I take a lot of pictures of both of them, so they show up a lot.
Cats, music, rap.
Yes.
What's it like being a rapper now? Had you been decided? Did you always want to be a rapper? Because it seems to be a thing that happens in Scottish hip hop, where there's people that are fans of the rap music, the rap singing.
So that's not what happened. They become rappers.
Is there anyone out there that's actually likes a bit of Scottish hip hop that isn't one day going to become a rapper?
I'm a bit of an exception in that one. I did actually. I rapped for years before I released and recorded and released rap. And all the cronies that I was hanging out with, the shadow people and being MCs and all these kind of people, where at a certain time of night when everybody's a certain level assessed, ciphers start breaking out and battles start breaking out. And I participated quite fervently. But I just didn't. It was just that thing, Mark, of like I got really well known for singing, when I was getting a lot of work singing, so I just kind of didn't assume that it would be people's bag. I just thought it was, this is just a fun thing I do with my mates, and I got encouraged into it, and it took years of people being like, why are you not? And I did do bits and pieces, like Dunhammer. Me and him did a kind of spoken word thing together. He's a really good mate of mine. I've known
Shouts to Dunhammer, legend.
Yeah, good guy. So back in like 2010 we were steaming. And I had to be steaming because I was like, this is so strange. It was just, once you've used your voice a certain way, Mark, for a long time, it was just, it's one thing doing it with people who you pure love and feel secure with and like ripping into them and that. But it's different then kind of showing that side of your voice and stuff because,
Well, speaking of that, I've got Tides lined up to close the show. Could you tell us about Tides?
Oh, cool. Yeah, so
Tides is... I'm going to, so just to let everyone know what's going on, in case you're just confused, we're going to listen to Tides by Becca Starr, and while you're watching that, you buy your ticket to Mono, and if you can't go to Mono, you pre-save the album, which is out the day before, so there's no excuses either way. It's just, you can just pre-save it to Spotify, it doesn't cost you anything. Just go and do that while we're watching that Tides, and when Tides finishes, there'll be a link at the bottom to join us for Dictator. It's on a different stream. It's still on youtube.com/you call that radio. I know you might be watching us on Twitch or Facebook or even Twitter. Don't do that. Watch us on youtube.com/you call that radio. It sounds better, it looks better, and if you're already on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
I'm going to stop talking now and let Becca Starr introduce Tides. Tell us about Tides and how it came about.
I will tell you about Tides, but quickly before I do, I also just want to let you know, Mark, I want to make you a jingle because your jingles are good, but I like making a jingle. So I'm going to
love a
make you
new
a
jingle.
Right, but Tides, and thank you so much for having me, Mark.
I think we're going to do a jingle right now. You're not going to do a jingle?
Oh, no, as in I want to make and like produce
right, I
you a
think
jingle
like-
before you call that radio.
All right, okay, all right. So
I'd
yeah,
love to make
please
you
do.
one.
Please do,
Yeah.
because we've got, as you know, we've got a host of amazing jingles in this show. I love everyone who made them dearly, but I've done 450 shows and I would like some new jingles, please.
Oh, it's a call to jingles. Yeah.
It's a call to jingles.
I will make some jingles. I'll make a few different types for you, man. I'll go
Joe
to
Buchanan is
amazing-
now following you on the socials. Good.
Oh,
You get the
yay,
point.
thank you. Thank
Joe
you.
Bucky, as she likes to be called, is getting it. It's getting it.
Oh, Mark,
He's done it right.
can I also quickly say before we go as well, like obviously you said about One Star from the Gutter, we had to do that quite quickly. Maybe like we should take some time to do a tune at some point. That
Well,
we're
you're
not
in luck
recording.
because I take a great deal of time to do anything. Anything.
Just let me know when you're free and you
Taking
fancy.
the first step to leave the house.
Yeah.
Go to the park takes me about 5 days now. Mark McVicker says, legend, Becca. Really looking forward to the album. Dictator saying, take your time, sir. Loving listening to Becca. Well, that's great. But if we don't do it,
I know, I'm sorry for adding bits. Yeah, Tides is a
That's
good
all right,
one.
no, it's
Last
fine.
single I put out, I made the music video. I had a little bit for help from my friend Sadie, and the animation was done by Bovine, who's an incredible animator and just general creator, musical genius from Paisley. If you've never heard of him, look him up. All the Queen's Bovine, and yeah, I really like this tune, and my mum really likes it, so that's always like guaranteed that it's all right. So yes, hope you like it.
Amazing stuff. Thank you, Becca. Album's out 19th. I'll put the links in the comments again. And this is Tides, the most recent single from it. Enjoy, hit like, subscribe.
Thanks again, Mark. I really appreciate it.
No worries at all. I'm going to put a link in the comments as well to the Becca's album, tickets for the album launch, and also how to watch Dictator, who we're going to interview right now at the end of this song on a different stream. Thank you, Becca Starr.
Been moving back and forth like the tides in ever-changing canvas. Been roaming near and far for the cure, but I can't stop the madness. My brain's a danger to me, like I'm a danger to the planet. Birthing a species with a constant and dirty habit. We've done so much damage, we ain't gentrified, we're savage. Once the earth is fully ravaged, then we'll move and start new carnage. We'll never learn, we'll never look outside ourselves, cause fuck that noise. Trying to empathise with someone else, I'm embarrassed. We could have been a marvel, but we squandered it and further ourselves from the parallels. And I used to see kindness everywhere when I was a child, but I've grown and learned it's mostly lies, which brings new trials and tribulations. May I hasten to a correlation to fully fledge my statement? The dream I had forsaken to redirect a nation brings new complication. All of our hearts are breaking, cause there's no destination. Don't care about the book that you read. Put it down and maybe then you'll see. You say that you don't know, but you know, you know. Don't care about the world you can see. Gets darker when the LEDs leave. You say that you don't know, but you know, you know. I know you know. tried. Only when all the wildlife died did we stop to consider alternatives not tried. Wait for a minute, there's a fire on the pitch and it's difficult to get my swag on. Average limits get broken unspoken, worse ideas tend to tag along. Sour the air, speak up if you dare, for fuck's sake show me if you even care. I'm trapped on a planet ravaged by bandits, intergalactic virus status. A socio-pandemic trip, they're swimming in gold, we're swimming in shit. And the world is a resource, think it's a privilege, it's spiritual dissonance. If you've got the coin you can pay to escape. For those without friends it's too late, they're building a backup plan just because they can. The rest are damned. Don't care about the book that you read, put it down and maybe then you'll see. You say that you don't know but you know, you know. Don't care about the world you perceive, gets darker when the early days leave. You say that you don't know but you know, you know. Don't care about the book that you read, put it down and maybe then you'll see. You say that you don't know but you know, you know. I know you know. I know you know. I know you know. Years of addiction for the masses. We've been double crossed by the upper classes. They outright deny the facts and signs to keep us benign, but the tides are turning. We're finally learning what we've done, hard to reverse, but kingdom come. We've got to try and change or we are done. Keep on producing the poison, keep on drinking the Kool-Aid, we all gotta die, son. You need that mortgage and wife, son, don't tell them the truth, fuck's sake, try to distract them. By the time they click to the ship, we'll be on that rocket ship, forgetting it, forgetting them, forgetting every sin the book forgot to list. An ungodly species that just cannot coexist. Don't care about the book that you read, put it down and maybe then you'll see. You say that you don't know but you know, you know. Don't care about the world you perceive, gets darker when the early days leave. You say that you don't know but you know, you know. Don't care about the book that you read, put it down and maybe then you'll see. You say that you don't know but you know, you know. Don't care about the world you perceive, it's dark when the early days leave. You say that you don't know but you know, you know.
Amazing stuff.
I know you know.
Becca Starr. Album out on the 19th of August. The album launch is at Mono on the 20th. The links are in the comments. Oh, wrong one. Solareye from Stanley Odd and Sev Ka supporting. What an incredible lineup. 20th of August at Mono. Go and get tickets for it. It's all in the info. I've already put that in the info there, so go and buy tickets for that. Or pre-save it if you can't make it. We're now going to go straight to the next show. I'm going to put the link. The link is in the comments, so just go here, right? See if you just go to this. See that link? Click that, and I will see you there in exactly 20 seconds. Before we do that, Kirstine said excellent. She's wonderful, says Soapy. Tides. Nice, says Joe Bowen, who was recording at Carlton Studios. He was recording the Unholy Frankenstein album with Chris Beattie. I felt like I was part of music history there. Good to see that happening. That was good. Powerful, says Stuart Graham. Love from Mike. Renshaw. Truths with a great flow. Real nice sounds with heavy lyrics. Go and pre-order the album. Pre-save it. Buy a ticket for the gig. Watch the next show. Right now we're going to go and go live to Dictator. One of the best bands I've heard in a very long time coming out of Scotland. I believe it's Livingston-ish. Lothians. West Lothian or East Lothian. They're probably rivals. I don't know much about the Lothians. But they're from the Lothians and they make brilliant music. One of the best new bands kicking about. Dictator. They've got an album launch at St. Luke's. An EP launch at St. Luke's early September. I can't remember all the details. But you can just follow that link. Loved it, says Mary. Everyone's loving Becca Starr, which is great to hear. And I'm sure they're going to love Dictator Does everyone know what they're doing here? Click that link. Click that link right now. I'm just going to see if anyone's actually went over there yet. Have you done it? This show is over. We're now moving on to the next show. Sorry that we're doing it this way as well. It's just that I realised that I'm away to Boomtown for a few days and I feel like I've not done enough podcasts because I've been doing actual real life festival stuff. So let's see if we can get a few more people waiting. Yeah, okay, we've got 3 waiting. So there's about 40 people watching us right now. Click this link one more time. Click this link and we can move on to Dictator. That link I just commented, this YouTube link here. Click that. We're going there now. Shout outs to Becca Starr. We're now going to go live to the Lothians, one of the Lothians, to speak to the amazing Dictator. And then I might jump in for a barbecue in the middle of it, if I can. We're going to try it. Fuck it, we'll try it. We'll do it live! We'll do it live! Bye!
Is that you, Daniel? Are you before me?
You call that radio?
Hello, yes, this is Dog.
Oh, that radio?